Hey, and welcome back to LW Pharmacy Technician School channel. I am so happy to see y'all today. Hey, friend. Hey, come on in. Let me slide this over just a tad bit. What are y'all doing on this Eclipse Monday? Are y'all going to go see it? What are y'all doing on this Eclipse Monday? Baby, things be, life be doing what life be doing, and the eclipse is here. I'm excited about this day. It's a good day. It's a good day. I had a great weekend. What did y'all do this weekend? Chime in the comments below. Let me know what y'all did this weekend. Baby, look at me with the little goat. That's what I did this weekend. We went to there was a spring festival here. It wasn't in my community, but it wasn't too far from where I live. And I took my sons and my little cousin, and we all went and we had a really great time. I am a boy mom. If you don't know that, I'm a boy mom. And it's always a fun time with boys. Okay. Hey, friend, come in. I see y'all coming in. And so we went out. They had inflatables. They had all kinds of little obstacle courses and things like that for them to participate in. But all of the obstacle courses were inflatables. Yes, baby, it was the bomb. My 10-year-old, he lost his watch, child, trying to get from one ball to the next. So we was able to go back and find it. We had a really great time though. And I was in there with the little animals. And honestly, y'all, the older that I get, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting, but baby, I'm getting finer and wiser, okay? Not old. But I don't know what it is. I guess the more at peace I become with life and the more settled I become into the space that I'm in, um, the more I grow, the more I just want to be connected to nature and I want to be connected to like the animals. And so, excuse me, every time they have a petting zoo, I'm in there. Okay. I live in Texas and I've never lived on a farm. I know that that's what they show y'all on TV. Baby, I ain't never seen a rattlesnake in person. Okay. Thank God. All the little stuff they show y'all on TV is not true. I've never been on a horse in roping, or on a cow and roping or whatever animal you get on to do that. I've never done that. And I actually didn't have the desire to do it either. But as I am getting older, I feel like I want to be a little bit more connected with creation. And so I had a good time in the little petting zoo playing with the animals and my little cousins, and it was a good time. So yeah. I just received a message on YouTube from someone in Canada, and they're trying to purchase this Amazon book. They said, "Hey, I'm from Canada. I was trying to buy your book from Amazon, but it says it's not available here. Please guide me how I can buy this book. Thanks." And I said, "Could you please share where you attempted to purchase it?" Well, obviously they said Amazon. As you know, I didn't read that all the way. Um, so the way that this works is because this is a ebook, y'all. This is not a print book. It's an ebook. So in order to read this book, you need to download the Kindle app on your phone or on your laptop or on your tablet, okay? When you download the Kindle app, it's free to download the Kindle app. Once you download the Kindle app, the book will populate there. Okay. So you buy the book on Amazon for, I think it's 19.99. And then once you buy the book, you download that Kindle app. When you download the Kindle app, that's where the book will live. And you will have unlimited access to the book, and you will always have it no matter what. I am coming out with a print version. In the print version that I'm coming out with, it will have some multiple choice questions and some practice exams for you to test your knowledge. So that is something that will be coming out probably before the end of the month. Um, It could be a little bit before, April 30th, but it is slated to come out in April. In the meantime, you can, utilize this book. And what this book will do is it covers every nugget, everything that I have ever talked about, everything that you will need to know. Some things that I have not talked about on my channel is in the book. Some of the things that are new information and new rollouts are in this book as well. So it's totally up to you how you decide to do it, but it is available for you. Go to Amazon and purchase that. I've already had some people say, I'm purchasing this book and I'm getting the print version. Whatever suits your boat, baby, whatever floats your boat. Okay. Don't make it hard, friend, make it easy. And if you are trying to get to it, I have also put here, you go to the Kindle store, Kindle eBooks, education and teaching, that's where it is. But more than anything, the easiest way to do it is to go to Amazon, put in Farm Tech Exam Study Guide by Lindsay Bradford, and it's going to pop up. And as soon as it pops up, you can read it for free if you already have Kindle, or you can purchase it on Amazon for $19.99. It has already gotten stars and 2 ratings so far. We've had a lot of people to download it. People have already passed their board exam with the book too, because I've had some people reach out to me and share that. So I'll also be plugging in those reviews too in our videos. But I did want to just kind of make sure that you all saw this, okay? Now, if you are following me on TikTok, okay? If you follow me on TikTok, you know that's where I do something called Tech Money. Okay, Tech Money. Let's talk about Tech Money. Okay, Tech Money is when we talk about the jobs that are hiring in the country. Okay, sometimes they travel pharmacy tech jobs, baby. Sometimes they jobs in your community, baby. Sometimes they jobs at your hospital. Sometimes they are jobs that you like, I didn't even know was out there. That's why I do it. Okay, Tech Money 101, baby. Go, baby. Okay, look, we got to make sure we are getting the money that is out there that you deserve, friend. I told you, if you was with me last week, we had a real heart to heart, didn't we? Baby, we had a real heart to heart. And I told you, I said, every 2 years, you ought to be moving. You ought to be doing something new. You ought to be in another place in your career. You ought to be in another pharmacy. You should not be in retail pharmacy. All of these, all of my pharmacy tech friends who have been techs for 10 and 15 and 20 years, when they tell me that I hate pharmacy. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening, friend. Go ahead, baby, get it out, vent. And then I start asking them, well, where you work? Well, I've been at Walgreens for the past 15 years. Now I know why you hate pharmacy. Because for one thing, you've outgrown the job. You've outgrown the pay. Come on, somebody. You done outgrown the job. You done outgrown the pay. You done outgrown the people. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You've outgrown all of these things and you're still there out of familiarness, out of comfortableness, out of, it's easy. I know what to expect. And that's why a lot of times our friends, they don't get what they're supposed to get because we get comfortable and we get complacent and we put ourselves in situations that we could really get out of. One thing about it, you can pray and you can have faith in God and whoever your God is. It doesn't matter, whatever you do. But if you don't make and take steps here yourself, your prayers and all of the things that you're wishing and believing for, if you never take action on it, it's just you just having dreams. You're just dreaming. You're daydreaming. Instead of night dreaming, you're daydreaming, right? So the thing is if we want better, we have to do better. If we want something new, we have to do something new. I'm always putting out jobs on my TikTok. I'm putting out jobs on my LinkedIn. I'm always sharing in my Facebook study group with my friends because I want you all to see what is out there. Okay. Now, someone said, I wish that they had something like this where I live. Baby, if they had it where you live, it wouldn't be a travel pharmacy technician job now, would it? Because if it's where you are, you ain't got to travel to it. Come on, somebody, pay attention to the title. It's a travel. That means you get to travel. You get to go out of your environment where you live for 13 weeks because this job is a 13-week contract. Somebody may be saying, well, I ain't certified yet, Lindsay. No, you're not. But this is something you can look forward to. Now, the job don't start until May 6th. And it's an entry-level position. You may not be certified on April 8th, but by the time May 6th get here, you may be certified, right? If you have set up your schedule and if you know where you're going and where you're headed. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. And this job only wants you to have a high school diploma, baby. They want you to have a high school diploma and you need to be a certified technician. It is a 13-week contract. So what that means is because it's a contract, you will be paid all of your money up front, right? And then you will take care of that on the back end, how you do your taxes and so on and so forth. Now, nobody has paid, or excuse me, nobody has applied for this job just yet. If you look closely, it says 0 applicants, okay? They're also giving some benefits. So they're giving employee assistance, where you can receive, mental health counseling, things like that. I am a big advocate of mental health therapy. I was just in therapy this past Saturday, okay? I don't play with my mental health because that's one of the things, too, that keeps us in the same space because we are people who grow daily and we grow all the time. And as you're growing, we need space to process what's happening, the emotions we're feeling, to process the things that happened along the way, to process things that happened in our childhood. Because a lot of what we're dealing with in our adulthood comes from childhood, right? It's things that you experienced as a child, and now you're an adult and you're trying to figure out, what do I do with this? How do I use this information? Is it still information that I can use in my adult life, or is it something that served me in my childhood? And is it something I need to tuck away and use later if need be, or is it something I need to part from, right? And we figure these things out in counseling. This is why I'm a big advocate of therapy, because a lot of us are still stuck in the same place because we have not done the work, okay? So EAP, Employee Assistance Program, allows you to receive the therapy that you need, and it is covered by your company, okay? They also have travel assistance. So that means that they probably got all kinds of things. They paying for flights, hotel accommodations, per diem. My husband used to do a lot of traveling in his previous career. He's on his second career now, but when he was in the oil and gas industry, he did a lot of traveling, and he would get per diem, and he would get money for food and money for hotel, all of these things on top of his salary or his hourly pay. So when you're traveling to a job, you are being taken care of, okay? So if you're one of those people who want to travel and you're like, child, I want to travel, but I don't want to spend all my money to do it, travel jobs are good for you. This same company also helps travel nurses. So if you have any, aspirations of becoming a nurse one day, this company will also help, okay? This company is called Sinite Health, okay? And this particular job is in Green Bay, California. Baby, I love California, okay? I love California and I like the things that I get to do in California, okay? I like the beaches and all of the vibe. Y'all see the little palm tree over there? I mean, it's just cute. I don't know if you ever been, if you live in Cali. Shout out to all my friends in Cali, okay? My dad lives in Cali and I miss him. So if you are interested in applying for this job, please apply on LinkedIn. You can simply type in Sinite Health, or you can type in travel pharmacy tech jobs in your LinkedIn search bar, and it should take you there, okay? If you want to see more content like this, follow me on TikTok. That way you can see those things, okay? And I'll be posting my TikTok content or my TikTok handle at the end of the video, all right? So stick around. Look at us with a new friend in our winner circle. Baby, look at us with a new friend in our winner circle. Y'all, look, let me tell you something. Let me Let me bag it up. Let me rewind the tape. Let me chop and screw this for you if you are H-Town friend. Baby, if you from H-Town, you know what chopped and screwed is. And if you're not from H-Town, look it up, okay? Let me slow this down. So my friend Keelani took her board exam on Thursday. Baby ran to the comments in my Facebook study group and said, I just wanted to let you know that with the help of your videos, I passed my NHA. Thank you so much. Let me tell you something about the universal love and tips and study guides and tricks and all of those things you be getting from this channel. Baby, we're not just preparing for PTCD. We're preparing for NHA, okay? We're preparing for all of the acronyms that comes with the pharmacy. I'm so proud of her. I am just so proud of her because this is a story of what it looks like when you persevere and you do the things that you know are going to help you in the end. Friend, life be lifing and things be happening. But as long as we stay the track, we stay the path, we will make it. Now, let me say this to you all, and I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but when I come on live every Monday, every week, I'm coming on live to answer your questions. That is the purpose of these live videos. Is for you to come in, join me, and ask your questions. Some of y'all say I'm at work. Baby, I'm only on live for 30, 40 minutes. Talk to your manager and see if you can take your lunch break at this time. Talk to your manager and see if you can take a 15-minute break. See, if you want it, you figure out a way to get it. That's why when people tell me, well, I'm waiting on him to still propose to me, baby, because if he wanted to propose to you, he would have proposed to you when a long time ago when he wouldn't be allowing other people to look at you. But I digress. Um, anyway, if you want this, you make a way to be here. I say that to say the videos that helped her pass her board exam are not the lives that I'm posting, that I've been posting since 2024. Baby, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Okay. I've been doing this since 2018 live on YouTube, but I've been helping people pass their board exams since 2014. Okay. So again, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I say all of that to say the stuff that's helping these people are not the videos that I'm posting in 2024, because the stuff I'm posting in 2024 is really to help people and engage people to come in here and ask questions. I say all of that to say, if you really want it, if you really want to get certified and pass your board exam and have all of these things your heart desires, then you have to make the time to do those things. Okay. So, y'all probably say, oh, Lindsay, you coming today, baby. And I am. And I am. Because every now and again, I got to come for y'all. I got to come for y'all and I got to show you, baby, you could do these things. We love you. Okay. Keelani, shout out to Shala, and I hope I'm saying her name right, because y'all know I will mispronounce something in a minute. But I want to say it's Keelani. It's a beautiful name either way it go. Baby, congratulations, friend. May the best, nothing but the best. And everything that your heart desires, may it follow you. May it chase you down and overtake you. I pray nothing but success on you. And may every door, every opportunity, everything that you set your heart for, may it open, and may it always treat you well. And may you do all the things that you always desire to do. Make your parents proud, make yourself proud, do it for your family, do it for whoever is dependent on you. Because one thing I know about life is the things we do today is not really for us. It's really for the generations to come, right? And the other day, in my prayer time, and when I was talking to God, he let me know, like, Lindsay, some of the prayers you're praying, you won't see. Not that he won't answer them, but it's some things that I'm praying for now that the next generations will see. I was like, dang, I got to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff you be like, I want that, I want to see that. But anyhow, shout out to all of my friends who are still passing their board exams by watching these videos. If you are in here on these lives and you're here during the Q&A time, hence right now, make sure you're coming with questions, okay? Because honestly, I want to make sure that this live time is effective. If we're coming in and just watching me go over content, then you can really do that on these other videos. I think one of the videos has over 38,000 views. And that's one of the videos where people have really, used to pass the most. So I say that to say I don't necessarily have to keep creating more content because there's so much on my channel, and it's the proof is in the pudding. People are passing just watching the videos, not joining the lives. So if you are going to join the lives, try to engage and ask questions, because that is what this is for. And I want to make sure we're getting the most out of our time together. Okay. Now look at this. Some of y'all probably like, what is that? But if you are down south, baby, you know crawfish season is in. Okay. So last night, me, my mom, and my two sons, we went and ate crawfish, and it was just a really good time. So earlier in the day, I had bought some crawfish from the same place, and I brought it home, and I was gonna eat it by myself. I had just got 2 pounds, and if you're a crawfish eater, 2 pounds is not a lot. So when I get home, my kids begging. I was like, oh Lord, 2 pounds. I just got a little bit. And obviously as a parent, you be helping these people. So I went ahead and I split it a little bit with them. And so then mom texted me later and was like, do you want to go eat crawfish? I was like, yes, because I really didn't get my full intake. So we went last night and we had a good time. And so crawfish season is in, and I love them. I just absolutely love them. Okay. So, let me see something. So if you eat crawfish, baby, put me a little crawfish emoji down in the comments, or a heart or something, okay? All right, so let's look at some of the stuff that I prepared for you today. So this is actually some information that's in my study guide. If you want a more specific broken down schedule of what it looks like to study and how you can pass your board exam with this, make sure that you go into the Amazon and buy the book, because I give a more detailed version inside of my book. But I did want to just kind of bring this to your attention. It is recommended that you study, it says, this guide for 2 hours each day, dividing your study time into 4 increments of 30. Now, if you don't have the guide, any material that you are studying, you can still divide your study time into 30 minutes, 4 increments. Okay. So that means that 30 minutes at a time, 4 times a day. Okay. You can do that however you need to and whatever that looks like. But again, if you want a template or a layout, that is what I have included in my study book. The reason why I always tell my friends, like, one thing about it for sure is I'm always encouraging people to be true to themselves. You know what I mean? I'm always encouraging people to be true to themselves and be true to what they're actually doing. My thing is for a fact if you are good at reading for an hour and 30 minutes. If you're not, don't sit there and at the table staring at the book for an hour and 30 minutes, and you done thought about what you're going to eat for dinner. You done thought about what happened last week. You done thought about what you're going to wear to school tomorrow or work tomorrow. You done thought about all of these things. And it's because some of our attention spans don't go longer than the 30-minute times, right? Or sometimes if you're sitting down for so long looking at the same information, it's hard to retain it. One of the things that I remember a teacher told me about my son, my oldest son, when he was we were teaching him how to read, and he had a private tutor. And so she was a teacher, but she was a teacher at a different elementary, and she was coming in and doing private tutoring with him. And so she told me, she said, when he's reading 30 minutes a day, it's not about him getting to the end of the book. It's about him reading the information and understanding what he's reading and being able to talk about it once he's done. So she said, if he's only able to read 3 or 4 pages within those 30 minutes, that's fine. Don't worry about getting to the end of the book. We want to make sure we're retaining and we're not just finishing. And that stuck with me. That stuck with me and that stood out to me because so often I know for a fact I've always been the type of person who has wanted to finish everything. I've always been that person where I'm like, when I was growing up, my mom would say, eat your food. And so even in my adult life, I've had to tell myself it's okay when I get full not to finish my whole plate. Take the rest of the food with you. Or if you don't like the food or if you don't want it, be done with it. And I just say that with food because so many people do that and we all can kind of attest to that. But the thing is if we're getting to the end of the books, we're getting to the end of the chapter, we're getting to the end of the page, but we are not retaining the information, that's the issue. That's where the information is hitting a brick wall and it's not sticking because you're more focused on finishing the book than retaining the content. So we need to trick the brain and flip it. And so when you go in, you may say, hey, for these next 30 minutes, I am going to focus on page 1 and page 2. And I am going to look at that information more than one time throughout this 30-minute time period to make sure that I have retained the information that the author is trying to deliver. Okay. People may say, well, how do I, get to understanding all of the information? Well, my answer to that is right now, you don't know anything if you're new. Some of y'all do know things. But some of my friends who are new to studying, you may not know anything about pharmacy. So it's better to learn those 2 pages than to get through the whole book and not remember anything. Or to my friends who have been studying pharmacy for a while, it's better to have 2 more pages you can add to your collection than get to the end of the book and not have anything at all. And that's how we have to look at it. We have to look at the glass half full and not half empty. Okay. So hopefully that will kind of give you some support there. When we think about medications, it says which substances are used to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate disease in humans or animals. Let's think about words that will provoke you to, I want to say words that will provoke your critical thinking or provoke you to do a deeper dive. Okay. When they tell me substance, this word substance is a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway as to which answer is going to be the correct answer below. Which substance? We know that substance are normally used with a certain word, if I can say that. Okay. And it says are used to diagnose, to treat, to cure, prevent, or mitigate diseases in humans or animals. When I think about prevention, I think about birth control. Birth control is something that is used to prevent pregnancy. Antibiotics is something that is used to cure infections. High blood pressure medication is something that is used to treat high blood pressure. So when you ask yourself what could be the correct answer, the only one is going to be B as in boy. Okay. When we think about ADME, okay, we are thinking about how the medication works through the body. Okay. How does the medication work in the body? Now, as a technician, you are not required to remember all of this information because we lean on our pharmacists when we're in the pharmacy. That is what we do. We lean on our pharmacists, okay? When you're in there with your pharmacist, they are going to be the ones that's going to talk to the patient about side effects and counsel the patient on how to take the medication, so on and so forth, okay? They are the ones that will do that. Okay. Um, when it says, and it shows you how this medication is moving in, that is good for you to see. And I put this in here because, sometimes you are asked about pharmacokinetics, and that is something that you want to know and be familiar with. But remember, the way drugs move through the body is through absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination. So absorption is going to be how it goes into the body, because we know that medication can be absorbed orally, it can be absorbed topically with an ointment, it can be absorbed through the veins through an IV, it can be absorbed intramuscular from a shot, right? These are all of the ways. Um, Rectal, per rectum, per vagina. These are the ways that the medication absorption is talking about, how the medication enters into the body. How is the medication entering into the body? That is what we're thinking about when we think about absorption. When we think about distribution, okay, now that the medication is in the body, where is it being distributed to? Where is it going? Where is this medication going? Right? Person takes something for a headache. Well, the medication is probably being distributed to that pain that is inside of the head. Somebody takes something for heartburn. Well, that medication is being distributed to where the heartburn is actually taking place. Okay. Take something for heartburn. We expect it to happen in that area and not in the foot, not in the hand, not in the elbow, not in the knees or the joints, right? These are the things you want to think about. You have absorption. How is it being taken? Distribution. Where is it going? And then metabolism. Metabolism is how is the medication breaking down in the body, right? It's breaking down in the body. Just like your metabolism is how it shows how food is being broken down in your body. Okay. So what is happening with the medication after it's being distributed is now being metabolized. And we know that metabolism happens in the liver, because liver is the filter of the body. That's why when people drink a lot of alcohol, it's easy for them to get sclerosis of the liver, right? Um, and so when we think about sclerosis of the liver, or just that the liver is the filter, we always want to make sure that we are treating our bodies with kindness, love, and we're being gentle. Okay. Um, and then the last one is elimination. So we know that medication can be eliminated through urine, through feces, through sweat. Obviously, if somebody vomits, the medication can be eliminated that way. And I remember, I've told this story before, so if you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard this before. But my oldest son, about maybe 8 years ago, maybe, he had a really bad stomach virus. Was it 8 years ago? Maybe it was like 7 or 8 years ago. Anyway, he couldn't keep anything down. And so as soon as we gave him the medication, it came right back up. So the doctor went ahead and gave him the ondansetron uh, suppository, and it was entered per rectum. Yeah. And he was screaming. He was like, Mama, I don't want to do this. I'm like, look, hey, the doctor's got to do what the doctor does. And then they told me, well, man, when you get home, you're going to have to do the same thing. And I'm like, oh, Lordy. But anyhow, we got through that. But that just goes to show you that sometimes medication has to be absorbed in a different route because of what the patient may be experiencing at the time of therapy. Okay. So that's super duper important. Any questions on ADME? Does anybody have any questions about this? If you do, drop this in the comments below, okay? When we think about how to store medication, we always want to think about what is the medication bottle telling us to do. So here is a bottle, right? And this is just a vial. But if you have the manufacturer's vial, the manufacturer will definitely tell you how to store and maintain the prescription or the medication. It's like when you go to the store and you look for, you buy ketchup. And when growing up, when I would have ketchup at my home, my mom never put it in the refrigerator. It was always warm, room temperature. So I store my ketchup room temperature now. But when I would go to other people's house, it would be in the refrigerator and it would be cold. And honestly, it don't bother me either way it go. I just don't like to smell ketchup when I'm not eating it because it just smells like vinegar and all kinds of things. But anyhow, on the manufacturer label or on the bottle, it will tell you how to store the medications. Okay. And when you're thinking about room temperature, now there is a formula that you can use in order to retain and remember, or in order to convert room temperatures to freezing temperatures and so on and so forth. You can convert temperatures using a certain formula. If you know that you're not good with all of the converting and you don't want to do the extra steps, then I encourage you to just remember the room or the temperature layout, right? You can remember the temperature chart is what it is. And it tells you, freezer, cold, room temperature, excessive heat, all of that, right? And so here it says, which temperature range is considered room temperature for storing medications? Well, we know it's not going to be anything in the negative, because negative 25 degrees Celsius and negative 10 degrees Celsius sounds really cold. And normally room temperature is going to be something that's comfortable and not anything where you're going to be wearing a blanket or coat or, something where you're going to need on your shoulders or on your arms. It's normally not that. And then when it says not to exceed, that means that it's not going to be higher than 8 degrees Celsius. And then you have one that says between 15 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And then the other one says between 30 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. And the answer here is going to be C as in cat, between 15 to 30. 15 to 30 is where you're going to have that room temperature where you keep the medications from melting. Some medications don't need to go in the refrigerator because they could break down the drug and it could compromise the drug stability. Okay. So you need to think about that too, because as we're talking about drug stability, each drug has a room temperature and proper storage instructions to maintain the integrity of the drug. Okay. So that's going to be something that's super important to you, is when you're thinking about ointments, right? An ointment is something that you put on the skin and it's topical. It's going to have a shelf life. Everything has a shelf life. Okay. That's one thing about it. Even we have a shelf life. Yes, honey. We have a shelf life. We won't be here forever, friend. That's why it's important to do everything that you want to do in this life. Do it now. Okay. Everything that you desire in this life right now, go get it. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week, because those days may never come. And if they don't come, then you would eventually be here and not have lived the life that you wanted to live. I see this all the time. People, they have children, they get married, they get comfortable at a job, they get comfortable at a place, and they don't go for the things that they want. It's so important that you don't get complacent, because life is here today, is here tomorrow, but there is a shelf life expiration date. Okay. So if you don't take nothing else from this live, baby, take the fact that, you know what, let me go live my life in, do live your life to the fullest. You know, y'all staying in the house studying for this exam all the time. There's nothing wrong with studying for the exam and being tenacious about it. But at the same time, you have to have boundaries. You are still a human that still needs human things. Okay. So when you think about ointment instability, one of the signs that will tell you that an ointment is no longer good is going to be the change in consistency. It will feel gritty. It will feel, kind of nasty. It won't be not stuck together, but it won't have that consistency there. And you know how, when you use the ointment, I was trying to see if I had my aquifer up here, but I guess I don't have it up here anymore. But normally I use aquifer on my hands, but no, it's not up here. Maybe it's in the back. But anyhow, yeah, when you were is this it? Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, I won't keep looking for it. But anyway, when you use that, you know what it's supposed to feel like. So just remember that the change in consistency indicates that something is no longer stable. I just got a message. We try to make things work that no longer work. We try to keep relationships that no longer fit. And we try to stay connected to people who are no longer healthy for us. And the red flags are there, the signs are there, because the consistency of who they are and how they used to show up for you has changed. But some way, somehow, we still try to make them fit. And we are using expired relationships in a space for new and live people, or people who could help us. We are still trying to use the past in the new. That just stuck out to me, okay, because I know I've done that too. Medications. Insulins are typically considered stable for how many days after you open them? How many days after you open a insulin are they considered stable? Do anybody know what insulins are used for? Diabetes, okay? They are used for diabetes, and insulins are typically stable for 28 days. Write this down, because insulins is something that you will definitely be questioned over on your board exam. Okay, friends? Make sure you're writing that down, and you can do a little bit more research on your end as well. As I mentioned before, as we continue to dive into these things, if you are on TikTok, definitely make sure you stay connected with me there. Remember that when you come into these lives, the best way for us to get the most out of this is for us to talk to each other. Okay. So I want to encourage you to do that. And I know some of you all are just listening and driving or listening and moving around, because a lot of you all have told me, like, Lindsay, I can't always engage because I'm kind of at work, but I'm listening. I'm trying to make sure I'm taking it in, and I get it, friends. When you go back and watch the recording, make sure you answer your questions there. I don't mind answering them. If you have any questions about how to purchase your study guide, definitely leave them down here in the comments below. I will be checking them to help you. I have enjoyed you all today. I am getting hungry, so I'm about to go find me something to eat. But I hope you have the most beautiful day, and I hope that today brings you joy and happiness. And if you are looking at the eclipse, take pictures and share them with me so I can see what you found. But anyhow, I love you guys so much. See y'all next Monday. Take care. Bye.